Welcome back to ESPR Boxing's YouTube channel. It's Niall, just flying solo on this one to react to the weigh-in that we've just seen from Leeds, as Josh Taylor and Jack Catterall have officially made way for tomorrow night's huge rematch, the grudge match, a couple of years on from their controversial first affair in Scotland, where Josh Taylor came out on top. Yeah, in a highly controversial decision, but. Yeah, let's jump into this way in reaction because there's a lot to dissect. There really is. There was a lot of intrigue around the way in for this one, and you know, probably as much as the fight itself, to be honest. Because the whole narrative was Josh Taylor. How would he make the weight, and how would he look at the weight? People assume that he's been kind of dead at 140 pounds for years, and well, the last couple of years, he's looked like a corpse on the scales. So when this fight was agreed for a rematch at 140 pounds, it raised a lot of eyebrows, and there was questions on whether or not he'd make the weight and how easily he'd make the weight. But to be honest, I'm pretty shocked. He seems to have made it quite well. Josh Taylor has come in at 139.6 pounds. He's actually come in lighter than Jack Catterall has. Jack Catterall came in at 139.8 pounds. So both men coming in under the super lightweight limit. But it's Josh Taylor that's come in lighter than Jack Catterall. Surprisingly, I don't think anyone expected that. But not only that, that he came in lighter and under the weight, he looked good. He really did look good. He's probably the best I've seen him look at this weight in years. He really did. Of course, he looked drawn. Both men looked drawn, but definitely Josh Taylor didn't look as strong. Hasn't looked as strong as he has for previous fights. For the original fight 2 years ago, the Teofimo Lopez fight, I thought Josh Taylor looked really good on the scales, considering the questions that were around this weigh in and how easily he'd make the weight. So yeah, that's a huge kind of a huge development for me. And I think, to be honest with you, seeing both men there in the scales, I think it would have changed a lot of people's predictions for this one. As I mentioned, the weight was the big question coming into this. Could Taylor make it? And a lot of people have picked Catterall based on the fact that he struggled 2 years ago, and he was very lucky to get a decision against Jack Catterall 2 years ago. But the fact that he's looked so well on the scales here shows that he's been so dedicated to making the weight for this one and so focused, and it's shown there on the scales. He looked really, really good, to my shock, and I'm sure a lot of people's shock. But yeah, that's the weight. The weights for both men. We have a fight, both men under the weight, which is great to see. It's really is great to see that both men have made it, and hopefully they can refuel now to tomorrow night to produce a great fight. On the kind of the face off itself. Went as expected, I suppose. There's no love lost here between these two. The needle since the original fight 2 years ago is plain as day. It's a real grudge match, and yeah, the face off. There was a bit of posturing, a bit of peacocking, and there was a bit of kind of pushing and shoving. But when they moved into the center of the stage to face off, it was all business. There was variables. There was a little bit of variables, more so from Jack Catterall, surprisingly enough. But yeah, the both men laser focused on what they have to do tomorrow night. So yeah, I really can't wait for this one. On the crowd, it seemed to be a real pro Jack Catterall crowd. Obviously it's in Leeds. Not really in either man's backyard. Catterall from Lancashire and Josh Taylor, of course, Scottish, but seemed to be a real vocal Jack Catterall crowd there for this one, cheering on their man, and Josh Taylor getting a lot of abuse, which he embraced. He loves to play the bad guy character. He really does. He laps that up, so that's no kind of problem to him really. But yeah, it was intense, but great to see that both men made it. again, coming in underweight is really surprising, particularly for Josh Taylor. But I have to reiterate again, I can't remember the last time he's looked that good on the scales at 140. And during the week he looked good at press events and in photographs, but you know, there was always the question of whether how much more weight he had to take off and how he'd look. But he's come in lighter than Jack Catterall. To go through the weights again, Josh Taylor 139.6 pounds, Jack Catterall 139.8 pounds, and as I mentioned, the condition of Josh Taylor is going to probably change a lot of people's minds here. I think, to be honest, it's changed my mind on how this fight would go. To give a prediction after what we've seen there, to give a kind of last minute prediction for myself, you've got. I thought it would be tight, but the first time around, I'd assumed that Josh Taylor had overlooked Jack Catterall. To be honest with you, I thought he grossly overlooked him. But the weight was a real worry for me coming into this one. So I thought it would be very close. And Jack Catterall, excuse me, could edge it on points this time around. But seeing that weigh in, just proves to me that Josh Taylor has prepared like an absolute gladiator for this one. He looks amazing. He seems to be in a great frame of mind heading into this one, and yeah, hopefully of course the eye kind of issues hold up as well, which caused the postponement originally. But I'm going for Josh Taylor on this one. Wide points win for me. I think he's just too laser focused, and seeing the way in, I just think it confirms it for me that he's taking this as seriously as it gets, and I'm going for Josh Taylor to put a boxing clinic on against Jack Catterall and beat him widely on points. No controversy this time around. And I think Josh Taylor knows now his career's on the line for this one. And a loss to Jack Catterall in this grudge match after how the first one went down, and of course the Teofimo Lopez loss. And at this stage of his career, it'd be game over really for Taylor at world level. To be honest with you, he's not getting any younger. People would say is he had his peak, but I'm expecting a big performance from Josh Taylor this time around. And I'm delighted to see he's in such good shape. Both men, word from Catterall as well, looked in great shape. Did refuel kind of as soon as he got off the scales, but that's to be expected really, and I expect him to be in tip-top shape tomorrow night. So yeah, that's just a quick weigh in reaction from myself after what we've just seen in Leeds. Josh Taylor and Jack Catterall both coming in underweight, surprisingly, and Josh Taylor looking good on the scales, very good on the scales, kind of you know, uh, changing the minds of a lot of people uh, who predicted, including myself, that he'd really struggle and look dreadful on the scales here for this one. But he's made it. We have a fight tomorrow. Thank God. Brilliant fight. Can't wait. It's a great card. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to this one. So let us know what you think in the comments. What do you think of that weigh-in? Are you shocked at how good Josh Taylor looked? Do you disagree? Do you think he still looked drawn out? And has the kind of weigh-in changed your mind on a prediction for this one? Who are you going for? Is it Taylor? Uh, kind of non-controversially this time, legitimate win for Taylor, or can Jack Catterall avenge the controversy of 2 years ago and legitimately beat Josh Taylor this time around to kind of right that wrong from Scotland back in 2022 and the robbery that was, if you can use that word. But yeah, as always, don't forget, drop us a like on the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and follow us on all social media. There's always great content coming out, especially the next few weeks over the summer. It's a stacked boxing schedule, so we'll have constant fight reviews, previews, breakdowns, interviews, all that good stuff coming. So yeah, give us a follow, give us a subscribe, and speak again soon. Take care.